Ladies and gentlemen, winners aren't born, they're built. Each day presents us with a fresh battlefield. Some people just survive it. Winners, they conquer it, and I'm here to tell you, you don't win life in years. You win it one day at a time. Not by chance, not by luck, but by showing up with discipline, clarity, and courage. Winning isn't about trophies. It's about doing the right thing even when no one's watching. If you want to win the day, you must first win the morning. Think about this. How many people wake up already behind, hitting snooze 3 times, checking notifications before their feet even touch the ground, reacting instead of leading? That's not a champion's mindset. That's survival mode. Champions understand that the first hour of your day sets the tone for everything that follows. It's not just about productivity, it's about ownership. When you own your morning, you take back control from chaos, from excuses, from laziness. Winners don't wake up and scroll, they rise and lead. They don't hit snooze, they hit the ground with purpose. That doesn't mean your morning needs to look like some 5 a.m. boot camp. It simply means creating a deliberate start. What can that look like? Wake up with intention, no distractions. Spend 5-10 minutes in silence. Whether that's prayer, meditation, or reflection, write down your goals or thoughts. Prime your brain for success. Move your body, even a little exercise boosts clarity and confidence. Feed your mind something positive. Read a few pages of a book. Listen to a podcast, speak affirmations. You don't need 2 hours, you need ownership. Because how you spend your morning is a direct message to the world about who you are, and here's the truth. The world doesn't respond to your wishes, it responds to your standards. When your standard is excellence from the moment you wake up, you begin showing up in life with a new level of power. So before you let the outside world in, build yourself first, not someday, not next week. Every single morning, if you wake up and don't know what you're aiming for, you're already drifting. Let that sink in, because a day without direction is a day wasted, no matter how busy you stay. Winners don't just let life happen to them. They direct it. They walk into each day with intentions, not just tasks, and that difference is everything. Setting 3 clear intentions every morning isn't about overloading yourself or pretending you're a machine. It's about identifying what truly matters today and locking in on those few things with fierce focus. Why 3? Because 3 is doable. 3 keeps you sharp. 3 helps you prioritize, not paralyze. Here's the formula before your day begins, before the meetings, the noise, the emails. Ask yourself, what are 3 things I can do today that will move me forward? Maybe it's having that one conversation you've been avoiding, completing that one project step you've delayed, taking care of your body because yesterday you didn't. These intentions should not be fluff. They should be connected to your values, your vision, your growth. You don't win the week in one day, but you can move the needle every single day with just 3 powerful actions. And the beauty is, when you finish those 3, you don't feel scattered. You feel focused. You feel in control. You've proven to yourself again that your time has purpose. Because productivity isn't about doing more, it's about doing what matters most. So stop waking up lost. Start waking up laser, focused on what winning today actually looks like for you. Just 3 things every morning, then go make them happen. Your mindset is your master key. It unlocks everything. You can have the best strategy, the perfect plan, all the resources in the world. But if your mindset is weak, distracted, or poisoned by negativity, none of it will matter. Mindset is the battlefield, and every day you're either winning it or surrendering it. What you let into your mind shapes how you see the world and how you see yourself. And let's be honest, the world is noisy. Every scroll, every notification, every news headline is fighting for your focus. And too often we let fear, doubt, and comparison walk in uninvited and set up camp in our thoughts. Winners don't allow that. Winners protect their mind like a fortress. That means you must get intentional about what you feed it. Are you surrounding yourself with content that lifts you or drains you? Are you around people who challenge you to rise or who keep you small? Are you listening to voices that ignite possibility or those that whisper limitations? Every thought you allow in has the power to build you up or break you down, so stop consuming mindlessly. Start curating your mental environment like your life depends on it, because it does. This also means learning to master your self-talk. You can't always control what happens to you, but you can always control what you tell yourself about it. Instead of "I can't," say "I'm figuring it out." Instead of "I'm not good enough," say "I'm getting stronger every day." You are the gatekeeper of your mind. You decide what thoughts get to stay, and every time you kick out fear, cancel negativity, and silence doubt, you get closer to the person you were meant to be. Don't just train your body, train your mindset to be focused, unshakable, and fueled by belief. Let's be honest. Every day, there's something you know you need to do, but you hesitate, you delay it, you talk yourself out of it. And the longer you avoid it, the heavier it becomes. That email you haven't sent, that conversation you're scared to have, that project you keep pushing to tomorrow, that workout you keep skipping. It's like dragging a small weight behind you all day. You feel it, even if no one else sees it. And that weight, it chips away at your focus, your peace, and worst of all, yourself. Rust. But here's what winners do differently. They don't wait for the perfect time. They don't try to feel like it. They lean into that resistance, and they do the hard thing anyway, because that hard thing, it's not just a task. It's a gateway to growth. Every time you confront what you're avoiding, you tell yourself, "I am the kind of person who follows through. I do uncomfortable things. I don't back down." That builds confidence in a way no motivational quote ever could. And the truth is, most of the things you avoid aren't even that scary once you start. Fear builds in your imagination, but clarity is born through action. So make it a rule. Every day, identify one thing you're avoiding. And do it first, before the day gets away from you, before excuses have a chance to grow, even if it's messy, even if it's imperfect. Just doing it breaks the cycle. This one habit will transform your relationship with discomfort. Because discomfort is not the enemy, it's the training ground for everything you want. The more often you face what you fear, the less power fear holds, and in its place, power, progress, and pride. Discipline is not about perfection. It's not some heroic all or nothing monk-like lifestyle. Real discipline is quiet, it's subtle, it lives in the small moments you think don't matter, but they do. That's where most people get it wrong. They think discipline means waking up at 4 a.m., working 12 hours straight, or saying no to everything fun, so they go all in for a day, maybe two, and then crash. Why? Because they tried to climb the mountain in one leap. But winners know the truth. The secret to mastering your life is mastering your day, and within your day, mastering the smallest repeatable actions. That's micro-discipline. Micro-discipline is choosing to drink water instead of soda, read 5 pages instead of none, put your phone down for 10 focused minutes of deep work, up for your walk even when it's cloudy, speak kindly to yourself when no one else hears it. These are the small hinges that swing open massive doors. Because every time you honor those tiny promises to yourself, something powerful happens. You rebuild your identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who tries and start becoming someone who executes. You no longer need external motivation because your internal standard is rising. You start expecting more from yourself, not because of pressure, but because of pride. And here's the beauty of micro-discipline: it stacks. One day becomes two becomes a week. Before you know it, you've built momentum, and momentum, that's when things get exciting, because now your habits are working harder than your motivation ever could. So don't underestimate the little choices. They may not be loud, but they're consistent. They may not get applause, but they earn results. Success isn't found in the spotlight. It's built in those quiet moments where no one's watching except you. You're achieving more than you give yourself credit for. Let that sink in. Every day you push through resistance. You make choices no one else sees. You show up even when you don't feel like it. But instead of acknowledging your effort, you brush it off. You focus on what you haven't done, what's still missing. You move the goalposts so fast that you forget you're even on the field, and that's a mistake. Because if you never recognize your progress, you'll burn out chasing perfection. You'll start to feel like nothing is ever enough, and when that happens, your motivation fades, your momentum dies, and your mind starts asking, why am I even doing this? That's why this key is so critical. You must learn to celebrate your small wins. Not once a year, not only when you hit the big milestone, but every single day. Did you finish that task you were dreading? That's a win. Did you get out of bed when it would have been easier to stay down? That's a win. Did you keep your word to yourself, even in a small way? That's a huge win, because success isn't one big leap. It's thousands of tiny steps, and when you stop to acknowledge each one, you're not just building motivation. You're reinforcing identity. You're telling your brain, this matters, I'm growing, I'm making progress, and your brain responds by giving you more energy, more clarity, and more resilience to keep going. It's not about bragging. It's not about ego. It's about honoring your effort, because every time you do, you're pouring fuel into your inner fire, and that fire is what gets you through the hard days when motivation is nowhere to be found. So build a habit of reflection. End your day by asking, what did I handle well today? What small step moved me forward? What would the old me have avoided, but I faced head on? Even one moment of recognition can shift your entire mindset from never enough to look how far I've come. Winners celebrate not because they're done, but because they're becoming. In a world of endless noise, endless tabs, endless notifications. Presence is a superpower. We live in an age where your attention is the most valuable currency. Everyone wants a piece of it. Your phone, your feed, your inbox, even your thoughts. And if you're not careful, your entire day will be hijacked by distractions that feel urgent, but mean absolutely nothing. That's why winners practice one of the rarest, most powerful habits of all. They are relentlessly present. They show up fully, mind, body, and focus, not half in, half out, not scrolling while listening, not thinking about tomorrow while standing in today, because when you're fully present, you're fully powerful. You see more, you feel more, you decide better, and you connect deeper with your goals, with your people, with yourself. Presence isn't passive, it's an active choice. It means putting your phone down and making eye contact. It means listening, not to respond, but to understand. It means doing one thing with full intention rather than 10 things with half-hearted effort. You can't win your day if your attention is scattered in 100 places. You can't build anything meaningful if your focus is constantly divided, and most importantly, you can't truly live if your mind is always elsewhere. The truth is, every moment matters, but only if you're in it. Every conversation, every opportunity, every second you spend building your life. It deserves all of you. So when you sit down to work, be there. When you eat, eat. When you rest, rest without guilt. When you're with someone you love, be all in. Not half in and half online, because presence creates depth and depth creates impact, and in a world that rewards busyness, true greatness belongs to those who can slow down and lock in. Presence isn't about doing less, it's about being fully alive in what you do. One of the most powerful ways to win your day is to make someone else's day better. We often chase success as if it's a solo mission. We grind, we build, we focus on our goals, and while personal growth is essential, there's something even greater waiting beyond it, impact, because at the end of the day, it's not just about what you earn, achieve, or collect. It's about what you give, what you share, what you leave behind in the hearts of others, and here's the truth. You don't have to be famous, rich, or have everything figured out to be a person of value. Every single day you have a chance to make someone feel seen, heard, encouraged, or empowered. That's real success. It can be as simple as sending a message to someone who's been quiet lately. giving honest praise to a teammate who's been grinding behind the scenes, listening without interrupting, sharing something useful, a resource, an idea, a word of wisdom, reminding someone of their worth, especially when they've forgotten it themselves. The beauty of adding value is that it doesn't drain you, it expands you. It multiplies your energy, it gives your actions meaning far beyond your personal goals. And here's the wild part. When you lift someone else, you rise too. You grow in empathy, you grow in leadership, you grow in purpose. Adding value isn't about being nice, it's about living intentionally. It's about leaving every space better than you found it. It's about becoming the kind of person others are better for knowing. Winners understand that true influence isn't measured by how many followers you have, it's measured by how many people you impact. And that kind of impact starts with one simple decision. Every day, in some small way, ask yourself, who can I serve today? Because the world doesn't just need more successful people, it needs more people of value. Most people rush to the end of their day like it's a finish line. They collapse into bed, numbed by exhaustion, distracted by their phone, buried under thoughts they never process. And then they wonder why they feel stuck, day after day, year after year. But winners don't just live the day. They learn from it. They understand that reflection is not a luxury, it's not optional. It's the final, essential ritual that turns experience into wisdom, because if you don't pause, you don't grow. If you don't ask, you don't understand. And if you don't reflect, you'll repeat the same patterns again tomorrow. That's why ending your day with reflection is one of the most powerful ways to win. Not just the day, but your entire life. It doesn't have to take long. Just 5 to 10 minutes of intentional silence, journaling, or inner dialogue can completely shift your awareness. Ask yourself, what did I do well today? Celebrate it, recognize it, lock it in. Where did I struggle or fall short? Not to shame yourself, but to understand yourself. What can I do differently tomorrow to move forward? That's where growth lies, not in guilt, but in alignment. Reflection turns chaos into clarity. It helps you see what's working and what's not. It helps you break cycles that don't serve you and double down on the ones that do. And even more importantly, it helps you become deeply self-aware. When you reflect, you reconnect with your values. You check in with your intentions. You listen to your inner voice instead of just reacting to the outside world. End your day not with escape, but with evaluation, not with mindless scrolling, but with mindful review. Because when you reflect with honesty, you wake up with purpose. And when you wake up with purpose, you don't need alarms or motivation. You move with clarity, with confidence, with direction.